Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So first things first, we've got a crossover the moving averages above the 20, and we're starting to point to the upside on the 8 hour. So that is something that we do need to keep in mind. We've got two levels here. One was rejected yesterday, pretty decent short off that area, and that was at 12,940. And then we have gapped above 12,827. So those are the two levels currently. This little pattern that's forming here looks more and more like a flag at the moment. There it is there. So obviously what you'd be paying attention to is a break of that flag. So at the moment, if we start drilling down to time frames we can trade, looking at the 3 hour, oscillator's not giving us any view at the moment. We are sort of in this zone. We'll see there's the fractal that we rejected yesterday. And we sort of had a little bit of a gap up. Trend is clearly to the downside, looking at the moving averages. So we should be looking to move with the trend. Oscillator's not giving us a clue at the moment. And we basically drifted aimlessly yesterday, as normal when the US markets are closed. It seems like the world doesn't have direction without the US. So there is our channel flag, doesn't matter what you want to call it. Look at the hour. You can see we are in a clear downtrend on the moving averages. Oscillator starting to group back to the upside. Personal opinion here, it's quite simple. I'm looking for a rejection short. So could be another visit up here to 129.40. Alternatively, you're looking at the 15-minute to see what kind of structure you've got. Now this gap up is obviously a magnet at the moment. So if we just drop down to the 15-minute, that's basically what you're going to be doing. You can see we've got a crossover. We've got the oscillators drifting to the downside at the moment. After hours work, not really interested in it at the moment. This gap is going to be a magnet, so see what happens at the open, but pretty much I think that's going to be targeted somewhere along the line. And we don't really have more structure here. So I'd be watching this area here, 12,940. That's the first area I'd be watching, and then the second area would be watching for a long scalp is going to be at 12,827, and then the other area will be down here, right at the gap. You can see there's a bit of a swing low here. Quite a bit of interaction in amongst these two levels. So that's kind of the view that I've got here. So I've been looking in this zone for another move up. And this is on the 15-minute, guys. And that move up, I think, should be capped by 12,940. If 12,940 gives away, then we're obviously aiming for 1,300, which would be top of channel. That would be the one move. The other area that you're looking at here is if we start dropping below the lows of yesterday, that would trigger a channel break, flag break, and that would actually trigger a bigger move to the downside. So 15-minute is looking like a sort of going to build a base around here and then pick a direction. So it's either going to be down to close a gap, which is a high probability trade, to be honest. That's the first opportunity. And then the second opportunity is sort of up to test this level here. So I suspect we're probably going to bounce around a little bit before finding our feet on structure and then moving. If we do find supports in this zone and we move to the upside, there's a very strong possibility that we're going to move to the 155 EMA on the 1 hour. Personally, I think that is a great shorting area. So somewhere inside here, you can see all these tails here. Somewhere inside there is going to be a fantastic area for shorting, which would also be top of the channel. And once you're in that zone, great opportunity short. And the reason I say that is you've got at least a move down to the bottom of the channel, so you can hold it for quite a while. As soon as it gets moving, you just move the stop to entry and anticipating a break to the downside. And the reason why I'm looking at that is just off the 3 hour, you can see how strong this downward trend is. And if you look at that big move down, aimless consolidation, coming to test big breakouts here. See how massive area of support this was. That gave way. So a second retest here is not off the cards at the moment. So that's going to give you the opportunity, and then anticipating at least a move to the bottom of the channel, take some profit there, protect your capital of what's left on, and you're anticipating a break. If it does get the break and retest, then you've got an opportunity to add in there and build that position. So that's kind of the structure that I'm looking at the moment. But obviously that is going to be off the 15 minute. And at the moment, the 50 minute is all over the place, quite volatile. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have a trend reversal here. Not with unless the hour starts playing along as well. Okay, so that's kind of the view, and I don't see us, even if we do break this channel to the upside, I'd be looking left for a new opportunity to short, but I don't anticipate that happening. Channel breaks to the upside like this, so if you're in a bear flag, which is what this essentially is, and it breaks to the upside, you've got a 25% probability of it moving much higher. You've got a 75% probability of it dropping back into the channel and breaking the bottom trend line. Okay, so that's kind of my structured, or should I rather say my levels for today, and my plan of action. So any move off the bottom here is just going to be a long scalp, and I'm looking for an opportunity to short somewhere above or on 12,940. So between 12,940 and 1300, that's the area that I'm looking to short off. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.